Okay, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Cámara Peruana de Comercio Exterior, our English lectures. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? I hope everyone is fine. I hope it's Wednesday, November 11th, the middle of the week. I hope everyone is fine and everyone is healthy at home. Um, Please, as always, stay safe. Don't go out if it's not necessary. Um, And if you do need to go out, please take all the necessary measures um, to avoid getting the virus or maybe infecting other people who might be healthy. Okay, so please take all the necessary precautions. As always, these are business for English for specific purposes. So we are going to talk about certain topics related to business, giving you definitions or just explaining the processes, but in the English language. Every now and then, we're going to have English for general purposes, where we're going to practice English like grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, and all the other things related to the general use of the English language. Today, we're going to talk about information technology, and it's going to be a very brief and quick review of topics related to the business and their connection with technology, which as days go by, the importance and the effect and participation of technology in businesses is every day increasing more and more. Okay. As always, I remember that I will follow your questions and comments in Zoom and also in the Facebook page for the Cámara Peruana de Comercio. And I will try to answer your questions as quickly as possible. And also, just remember that sometimes I get the questions a little bit behind. So I will answer them as soon as I read them or have the possibility to answer them. Okay. So again, if you have any questions or comments, please ask them. I'll be happy to answer and clarify any of your doubts. So let's begin. First of all, for those of you who don't know me yet, my name is Carlos Martinez Flores. I am an English instructor and also a speaking coach. I am a former team leader from Pacifico University, and also I am currently an EFL teacher at Mater Purísima School in Miraflores. Okay, very good. So let's begin. Information technology. Okay. In the past, just like there have been some skills that in the past were considered optional or pluses. Like just like English. In the past, when you applied for a job, to know English was an option and was good for you. I mean, it was a plus for your CV or your resume. Nowadays, knowing English is not a plus. Nowadays, knowing English is mandatory. If you don't know English, then you're definitely in a disadvantage when you compete for a position or for an increase in salary or for to advance in the company. The same happens with information technology. In the past, I remember that when you filled out a resume or a CV, you would collocate as additional skills, maybe using Office or using Word or PowerPoint. Nowadays, most people don't collocate it because it is not a plus or a bonus. It is mandatory. Nowadays, you need to know how to use technology because almost all, if not all, companies in all the world use technology. It's a globalized world, and we are all interconnected. So the use of technology in a company, in any company, in any type of business, is no longer an option. You need to know. It's mandatory. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about it. Today we're going to mention 5 areas, or we're going to talk about 5 things related to information technology. First, we're going to give a brief view of what is business software and what it's used for. We're also going to talk about data and knowledge management, okay? By data and knowledge management, I mean all the information that a company needs to know and store. We're also going to talk about network computing a little bit. E-business, which with the pandemic and with the coronavirus has grown, more than 100% in these last couple of months. And finally, as it's although it's still related, mobile and wireless computing. Okay, again, we're going to mention very briefly some of these topics, and we're going to discuss them. So the first one that I mentioned was business software. Okay, when do we use business software? We use this to make most of the transaction processing. For example, the constant updating of mission critical data, such as orders, invoices, payments, payrolls, inventory. So all these transactions are now done through software. In the past, they were done by books. So you would see many books. The accounting department had many books. The order, the logistic departments had many books, but nowadays everything is in software. So all this critical information and data is collocated, it's controlled by software. It's done by computers and it's automatized, right? Then we have also, it is also used in marketing with the CRM. We mentioned CRM before, remember, customer relationship management. This is software that involves everything, the whole relationship of the company with your clients, making phone calls through chat, hotlines, the web pages, and social media apps if there are. So this is the whole package. Okay, anything that has to do with contacting and maintaining the loyalty of your customers. This is there are many CRM softwares. Each company has it different. So some companies have, for example, if you enter to any of the telephone companies here in Peru, you're going to see that before, in the past, there was only the web page, but now they have included CRM softwares where you can contact them directly through WhatsApp or contact them through chat online, through email. Okay, so this is a way of them maintaining the contact with their customers. Next, we have production and operation. Here we have MRP, which is material requirement planning, and CIM, which is computer integrated manufacturing. MRP, as its name says, it's to plan or to project all the materials that you're going to need to be able to do your business. Okay, the raw material, the machines, the office utilities, and everything that you're going to need to be able to work. And CIM, or computer integrated manufacturing, is the use of computers to control the whole process. Okay, there are businesses that totally functions on computers. The computers control all the process from beginning to end. And also, business software is also used for financing. For this is typical. These budget programs or financial programs that they separate your income versus your expenses, everything that comes in with everything that goes out, and gives you your final budget. It lets you know how much money you have and how much money you can spend. Business software is also used in human resources, for making for payrolls and employment records. Payrolls is what we called in Spanish planillas. Nowadays, everything is controlled by computers. If you're late, if you're early, if you're absent, how many days you're going to be paid or discounted if that is the case. So everything is handled by computers. Okay, of course, a person inputs the data, but it's basically done by a computer. And then we have the ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning, okay, which manages all the stages in the supply chain. Like I said, the ERP is an integrated management of the main business processes, okay? So the ERP integrates everything, all the most important processes of a business, okay? Human resources, manufacturing, administration, everything is integrated into this ERP, okay? And like I said, it manages all the stages of the supply chain as well. We already explained what the supply chain is, right? It's in prior lectures. Next, data and knowledge management. As this is how we handle all the information that the company might need or is important for the company. For example, we have the raw operational data. This sales information, inventory, customer information. All of this raw information is stored in databases. Okay. Then we also have, and all these databases and documents are collocated in a data warehouse. What is a data warehouse? Or a warehouse literally is a place, like we mentioned before, where companies store their inventory, all the materials that they're not going to use in the moment, or all the products that they're going to dispatch. But there's also something called as a data warehouse. A data warehouse is a system used for reporting and analyzing data. Okay, it is a core component of business intelligence. Everything is here, everything is stored here. Okay, so this is your data warehouse where all the information and documents are going to be stored. Just like when you store your supplies and your merchandise in a building called a warehouse, in this case, we're going to store data or information. Then information from the data warehouse is retrieved by the management information system, MIS, using data mining. Okay, data mining is the process used by companies to turn raw data into useful information. Okay, so the management information system is going to transform the raw data, I mean all the information packed together into useful, is going to pick and choose what is useful and not for the company. Okay, and this is going to be done by the MIS, or the Management Information System. MIS software supports decisions making, identifies patterns and trends. Like I said, if a company needs to make a decision in investments or buying or buying supplies, they need this information needs to be supported by the MIS, and the MIS gets this information from the data warehouse. So it's a chain, right, of data and knowledge of the company. All the information that the company needs to be able to work and function properly. Okay, so these are the first two aspects of information technology that we're going to mention. Business software related to all the related of how software is used in companies, and data knowledge and management, how the information of each company is used, stored, and operated. Okay, very good. So the next topic that we're going to talk about is network computing. This is very simple. This is not. I think most of us have once in our lives at least seen these expressions or used them. What we call LAN, or LAN, it means local area network. It allows a single user workstation to share data. Okay, normally inside a company building. For example, every company, and even our households, we have our modem where we receive our data to be able to use the internet. But that data is there, but there are two ways of using it. We can use it wirelessly, or we can use it by extracting directly the information from the modem. And this is through our LAN cable. Okay, so we are going to connect our computer, our PlayStation, our TV, or whatever artifact needs the data, and we're going to collocate it to the LAN connection. Okay, so this is the local area network, which is going to allow that TV, is going to allow that PlayStation, that artifact laptop to use the data. Okay, so it's going to allow that workstation to use the data. In this case, for example, computers or laptops. Okay, normally they're like this yellow cable that comes out of your modem. Then we have the WAN. It's a wide area networks, which are geographically dispersed LAN. Okay, so this is the same as LAN, but in a bigger area. Okay, so now it's dispersed, and not locally, but wide in a wide area. But this is basically the same idea. And then we have internet and extranet. Internet is company networks that are only used by companies. Normally, all of us have used intranets once in a while. You know that it's a way of communicating with only the people inside your business, but not only in one location. For example, if you work for a bank, okay, banks have their intranet, and this is a net of all the information that is needed by the bank, all the employees of the bank, all the locations of the bank, but they are dispersed in, for example, in all the country, okay, but they all communicate through the internet. Now the extranet, it's part of the internet that has a limited access for other people, which in this case may be users. Okay, you don't have access to all the information, but the company gives you access to certain parts of the company, or certain areas of the company that you are allowed to enter with permission of the company. And this is called the extranet. Okay, it is part of the internet, but you only have limited access. And for people who don't belong to the corporation of the business or the business. Okay, then we have collaboration tools. This is very common nowadays. Like, for example, right now we're using a collaboration tool, which is Zoom. It's groupware. Just like we have software, we have hardware, we also have groupware. And like its name says, it's for groups, is to share. Allows users at different workstations to work on the same project, screen sharing, web conferencing, etc. Okay, so we have different people working on the same document. Like for now, like right now, we are a group of people sharing this PPT, okay, or this Google slide. These are collaboration tools, tools that allow more than one person to work on at the same time. And finally, we have teleworking. Again, this is something that is very common nowadays with COVID and the pandemic. Employees can work at home, from customer premises, from hotel or the beach or wherever. Okay, you can work from wherever you are, as long as you have access to a computer and to data. Okay, so that is teleworking, or sometimes called telecommuting. Okay, these are common expressions in network computing. Okay, remember we have LAN, which is just one one artifact shares one point shares data from a workstation, and we have one which is an, a group of LANs working together in a geographical area. Internet or extranet, which is a network inside a company, and extranet is when people outside, very few people from outside the company share limited access of the internet. Collaboration tools, like I said, is any groupware that allows more than one person to share or work on a document or a program at the same time. And teleworking, when people work from home. Okay, very good. Let's continue. Now, e-businesses. E-businesses, we have two big areas to talk about. The first one is the B2B. I think we have mentioned them before. Do you remember what B2B was? Do you remember what that stands for, B2B? Anybody? Okay. So if you didn't remember, B2B means business to business. Yes, exactly. Business to business. So we have e-commerce or e-business between companies, and this is commonly used as an electronic exchange for specific industries. Okay, it's a marketplace for specific industries. For example, this is not like I'm going to buy one small thing for me. This is what companies between um, this is when companies buy and sell their products to other companies. This is also useful for supply chain management. Like I said, um, the supply chain needs raw material, needs machines to make it work, needs material in these things. So these are acquired between the business to business e-commerce. Okay. um, it's very rare for people now to go to a store. They just get on the phone or use a computer and make an order of raw material, machinery, or repairs or whatever, maintenance of their company, of their machinery. And extranet to work more closely with suppliers and partners. Again, remember we mentioned internet and extranet. Now we have an extranet where businesses have access to other businesses' internet, but only in a limited, with a limited, with limited access. Okay, so that way they work closely. It's like they become integrated. So this is what business to business. These are some things related business to business with e-commerce. And as we have business to business, we also have B2C, which is business to consumer. This is us. The normal people like you and I. So e-commerce with B2B relates to online marketing, virtual stores with online transaction processing and electronic funds transfer. Like when you pay using your credit card, or you pay using Yape or Bling, or all these places where you transfer funds to another person. online customer service. You don't need to call somebody. Like I said before, this is part of the CRM, right? You have online customer service. I just connect and I talk to somebody online. I don't need to use the phone or call anybody or wait, for hours and hours for somebody to attend to me. No, I just talk to them online. And then we have major areas include financial services, reservations for travel. I mean, we've all experienced, who has not booked a hotel or bought a plane ticket online? Who has not shopped online during this pandemic, or asked for delivery for food, or pharmacies or anything? Okay, so the e-business is growing day by day, and I think it's going to continue growing much more. Of course, it's due to the pandemic, but I think it's a business that's going to has already started and it's not going to stop, because we have discovered that it's, for me, I remember before the pandemic started, when I wanted a pizza, and I would call a pizza company and they will have it delivered to me. But I would have never imagined to be calling for everything, for if in case of food, for coffee, for a burger, for a barbecue, or in case of services, talking to a doctor over the phone, or shopping for medicine over an app, um, and buying clothes. So these things, I think, will make, even though they have existed, it's not that it was discovered recently, but it's become more popular, and now it's basically everyone uses them. Okay. The next thing that we're going to talk about is mobile and wireless computing. Okay. So the first thing we're going to talk about in this case, well, we're going to talk about two things here. The first thing is the technology used for mobile and wireless computing, and the applications of using mobile and wireless computing. The technology that we have is the LAN, like I said before, right? You share the data from a modem. The GPS, which allows you um, to determine your location of the services. For example, let's mention one of these delivery apps, Rappi or Globo. They when you connect, it identifies where you are, and it tells you what restaurants are near you and how long they're going to take to deliver to you, and which ones are still open, which ones are closed, and things like that. Okay, so it helps you. It helps companies determine how to satisfy your needs. Bluetooth also is here because it may enable short-range connection between wireless devices. But then we also have more modern cell phones which can share data. We can share, for example, um, I can project onto a TV or a projector images and information. Um, and stuff like that. Okay, so this is the technology that is now useful through mobile and wireless computing. And what are the applications? The applications, well, as we all know, for personal services, to get news, to get entertainment, for social media networks, to watch videos on YouTube, or to watch movies on these movie platforms that there are many, and every day there are more. We have Netflix, we have Prime, and soon Disney Plus. I mean, which you don't even need to go out to watch movies and series. So it has many personal applications. Then we have m-commerce, or mobile commerce, which is the same as e-commerce, but e-commerce is like the bigger picture. M-commerce has to do specifically with doing business through your cell phone. Okay, I mean, you buy through your cell phone, you make payments through my cell phone. You go onto your bank and you make deposits, you make transfers, you send people money. I mean, everything is done through your cell phone. Um, you can run a business through your cell phone, with community managers when they in these platforms, social media platforms that have business accounts and etc. etc. The the uses are almost infinite. And then we have intra-business. Intra-business is when people of a same company, they do business. It's called literally, the parties involved with the electronic exchange are from a given business. That means that people from one company, they do business within that same company. That's inter-business, okay? So this is what this is what mobile and wireless computing, and this is in the applications that it has. Um, how we can use cell phones and wireless information to be able to negotiate or to have to run a business, a profitable businesses. Okay, so and this is what is referring to mobile and wireless computing. Now, top challenges facing IT professionals. So these are challenges that IT professionals are facing now. First of all, is the workload. Okay, both IT staff and decision makers are overwhelmed with work demands. The IT has become so popular that, I mean, sometimes you need more people to do the same extreme amounts of work, because everybody is using IT now. So um, companies need to invest more money in hiring personnel because the workload is so big that sometimes IT professionals become overwhelmed. They don't know what to do and they get stressed. Next, cybersecurity. Since nowadays more businesses are going online, also there are, just like there are good people, there are also bad people and bad who do bad things. So cybersecurity is becoming an issue. Now it's more common nowadays to see people whose bank accounts have been robbed, or whose um, 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 secret PIN numbers have been hacked and stuff like that. Okay, so cybersecurity is becoming an issue, and it's becoming harder and harder for them to fight these cyber criminals. Next, skill gaps. Okay, technology is progressing and advancing at such a quick rate that there are gaps, there are spaces in where people need to catch up. Okay, so now the problem is when these gaps appear and the professional cannot catch up, then two things can happen. He might lose his job because he wasn't an efficient worker, or maybe somebody who does have the skill will take his place, so he might use his job for that reason. So skill gaps are a problem, because like I said, every week there are updates, and you need to you need to catch up as fast and as quick as possible, or you're going to be left behind. Next, digital transformation. Again, similar to the skill gaps. Okay, transformation. Most things are going digital. Okay, like I said before, now you can even go to the supermarket through your cell phone. Okay, so all these things, since everything is becoming digital, the rate of technological change is outpacing training. Like this has to do with skill gaps. Okay, for example, right now I am preparing myself in a workshop about a certain aspect of IT, and I'm about to finish, and just when I finished, something new appears, so I need to go to another training, and that is what outpacing means, that I can't catch up. Every time I try to catch up, something new appears. So it's becoming very difficult for IT professionals to try to stay up to date. So that's why they are very valued. Okay, cloud computing. Nowadays, everything is in the cloud. Okay, there are free cloud services like Google Drive and so on. But there are others who I need to pay, and there's others that are a combination of free. You get a certain amount of information, and you pay, you get more memory space. But nowadays, more and more companies have their informations in the cloud, so you need to have cloud skills. You need to know how to use the cloud services, how to upload information, how to download information, how to look for information, how to classify the information. So it's not just a matter of, okay, I know how to use the internet, so I know how to use the clouds. Some clouds are more precise than others. Some clouds are very basic. Some are more technical. Okay, so cloud computing is a very important skill that every IT professional must know, learn, and manage. Very well. Hiring, talent recruitment, and retention is a major challenge for IT leaders. Again, this has to do with skill gaps in digital transformation. Okay, we need to know how to hire, who to hire, when to hire, and if somebody needs to, if somebody is not skilled enough, is that person so valuable that I will invest in his education and updating, or maybe I need to find somebody new. So this is something very difficult for IT professionals nowadays. Budget again, all these things are not for free. So companies need to invest in preparing their professionals. Now the company is going to invest it or not, that depends. Okay, um, career growth. Now this has to do with the budget also. For example, if I work at a company and I see that there's no future for me here, I will maybe start my own company, or maybe I will just look for a new place. Okay, so career growth is also a challenge that IT professionals are faced with. Okay, so these are some, and there are more. I once read an article where there were like at least 15 challenges that IT professionals faced. Here, there are I'm only mentioning 8 that I consider important and very most common amongst the others. Next, just as professionals fear challenges, so do the managers of the IT departments face challenges. For example, one of the first challenges that IT management faces is business productivity and cost reduction. Like I said, we need to improve the profits and reduce the costs. But we just mentioned before that in order to have the best professionals, we need to invest in education and in preparation and educating these people. So that's going to cost money. So we need to find that's a problem. That's a problem that IT managers have. How to improve the profits and reducing the cost when we know the cost is high. So we need to figure out a balance. Next, business and IT alignment. Business IT alignment is a process in which a business organization uses information technology to achieve business objectives, typically improve financial performance or marketplace competitiveness. That means how can I align my business to IT, to information technology? Maybe my business was totally focused on a store, in the physical store, and treating directly with the customer. How can I align myself to this new process, which is the using the IT technology, okay? And how to make it successful, how to make it profitable. Okay, so this is another thing that managers need to think about. Next, business agility and speed to market. This means of the ability of an organization to adapt quickly to the market changes internally and externally. Okay, how quick is my business to the new updates? For example, um, a typical example is Blockbuster Netflix, right? Blockbuster didn't make wasn't quick enough in adjusting to the market and eventually disappeared because they took too long to recognize that the future of movies was online, and they lost and they disappeared. They were their business agility was not as quick as it should have been. Business process management, BPM, and reengineering, BPR. BPM is a discipline in which people use various methods to discover, model, analyze, measure, improve, optimize, and automate business processes. Okay, so again, it's a process in which people use various methods, like mentioned here, to do all these activities. Okay, so is how we manage the business using to be able to achieve these things, maybe through software, maybe through a combination of software and applications, maybe application software, and maybe call service department, etc. How we're going to manage these things. And then we have the business processing reengineering. It involves the radical redesign of core business processes. Okay, so this is if we notice that what I'm doing is totally wrong, I need to change everything. I need to change, modify a part of it. I need to change some departments and some not. Okay, so this is the re-engineering. So this is called BPR, business process re-engineering. Okay, when I need to change my process because I recognize that it was not correct. And finally, IT cost reduction. It has to do with the first one. As the need for better and more productive IT department and staff, it also means the increase in costs. A new balance must be found to avoid losses. Okay, like I mentioned before, since IT professionals are more and more searched for and needed in a company, they become more and more expensive to hire or to train. So they increase costs. How we need to find, or managers need to find, a balance between the costs and the profits. And then just to finish, I'm going to show you something, um, this is general English, but still applied or applied, sorry, applied to business business English. Here are some collocations. Like I said, collocations are two words that normally go together with no specific explanation, I mean, but they go together. Now, here are three collocations. We have verb and noun. A verb is an action, a noun is a thing. And we have verb noun collocations, we have noun collocations, and we have adjective noun collocations. Adjectives are qualities or characteristics of a noun. So the first one, we can say software. For example, we can say design software or develop software. So we have a verb, design, noun, software. Provide software, supply software. Again, verb, the provide, verb, supply, and the noun, software. Run software, use software. Again, we have the verbs run and use with the noun software. Then we have noun and noun collocation. Now we have software application and software package. Application and package are nouns, are things. So we have software application and package. We have software environment and software platform. Again, noun, noun collocation. Software supplier and software vendor. Again, noun, noun, two things. Software noun, supplier noun. Software noun, vendor noun. Okay, so these are collocations. Then we have adjectives with noun collocations. For example, we have old-fashioned or out-of-date software. An adjective, old-fashioned, an adjective, out-of-date. That means that it's not new. Then we have customized or tailor-made software. Customized and tailor-made are synonyms, okay? That means that they're made specifically for you or for your organization. Then we have defective or faulty software, and the latest or up-to-date software. We're using adjectives with nouns to collocate, to make collocations, okay? So we have verb noun collocations, noun collocations, and adjective noun collocations, okay? And are there any new words here that maybe you might need to explain? I think they're all very basic and very general words used in the English language. Yeah, let's see. Okay, thank you. Okay, so like I said, collocations are words that normally go together without no specific reason, and they can be verb plus noun, design software, noun plus noun, software package, adjective plus noun, old-fashioned software. Okay. Now let's continue with some collocations. Now here, for example, are some words that can collocate: off the shelf, wireless, processing, storage, back office, intellectual, click-through, web, and then we have capacity, connectivity, functions, package, page, power, property, and rate. Here are some of the words that I mean of the collocations that we saw. But verb plus noun, noun plus noun, adjective plus noun. Okay, so the collocations here, I'm going to see if you can figure out. I'm not going to ask you what they are because some of them we have talked today before, some of them we have not. But I'm going to give you the collocations. For example, how do they combine? The first combination that we have, or the first collocation that we have here, is off the shelf package. Off the shelf package. Now, does anybody here know what off the shelf package mean? Anybody know what it means? In the chat area or in Facebook or in Zoom. Okay. Any idea what off the shelf package means? So an off the shelf package is a software that is available in stock and is ready to use. I can buy it, I open the box and I can use it. I mean, that's off the shelf package. I mean, it's ready to use. It's accessible and ready to use. That's what off the shelf package means. Next, wireless connectivity. How would you define wireless connectivity? This is very common nowadays. Things are getting more and more. Um, even to charge your phone, it's wireless now. Yeah, yes, wireless connectivity is you connect without any wires. You have wireless connectivity to data with Wi-Fi. You have wireless connectivity, like I said, to charge your cell phone. You just collocate your cell phone on top of something, a special artifact, and you can charge it. There's wireless broadcasting. For example, if I want to, I can watch a movie or something on my cell phone, and I can just broadcast it to my TV or my projector. Okay, so that is wireless connectivity. The next collocation here is processing power. Processing power. How would you define processing power? Anybody? Okay. If you said that processing power is also sometimes called CPU power. Okay, the CPU power is the ability of the computer to process data. How powerful it is to process data. Sometimes we have so much data and our laptop or a PC, its processing power is not so strong, so it's going to lag. Okay, it's going to freeze, it's going to go slow. So if we know that we're going to manage a lot of data, a lot of information, like for example, if you play games on your computer and you need a lot of video and audio information or data, then you know you're going to need a lot of processing power, or else your computer is not going to work properly. It's going to crash, it's going to lag, etc. That is processing power, the power of your computer to process data. Okay, remember, processing power is also synonym of CPU power. Next, we have storage. What word would you associate with storage? Storage capacity. Very good. Storage capacity. How would you define storage capacity? How would you define storage capacity? Hmm? So storage means is like we have mentioned before, it's things that you put away for a later use, right? And capacity is the amount. So storage capacity is how much space do you have to put away your things. For example, some cell phones have a storage capacity of, let's say, 64 gigabytes. Others have a storage capacity of 128 gigabytes. Some have a storage capacity of 1 terabyte. Okay, so that means that you have all this space to put away your pictures, your documents, your videos, anything that you want to store. Okay, but you have a certain capacity. You can't store more than that, and that happens to cell phones and also cloud services, right? Like I mentioned before. I think Gmail has a cloud service, a storage capacity of 15 gigabytes. Once you reach the 15 gigabytes, you won't be able to store anything else unless you acquire a paid program, right? Next, back office. What word would you associate with back office? Back office functions. Very good. Back office functions. Back office functions are all the activities that a company does, everything that a company does, except for facing the client. Um, the accounting, the supply chain, everything that the company does that does not involve facing the client. These are back office functions. And we can also use internet to do that, the intranet, to communicate amongst employees from a business, to send emails from managers to employees. Okay, so these are back office functions. Also, for example, customer service, also, but not the part that's facing the client, but the part that attends complaints and stuff like that, right? So it's all the activities that a company does that does not have contact with the client. That's the back office functions. What about intellectual? Intellectual what? Intellectual property. Very good. Intellectual property is what belongs to you. If I create, for example, cell phones, this somebody created this, somebody had the idea for this. So that person owns the idea, owns the rights to that idea. Okay. The same, for example, for medicine. Medicine, somebody created this medicine, somebody created the formula. He or she is the owner has of the of that idea of that creation. So that is intellectual property. It belongs to the person who created it, who imagined it, who had the idea. Next, click through what? Click through what? Click through rate. Very good. The click-through rate is the ratio between how many people click on your link and how many people stay on your link on your web page. Okay, so for example, let's say, okay, 20 people clicked on your web page, but only 10 stayed. So the ratio that is the ratio, okay, of how many clicked on your web page and how many people stayed on your web page. Okay, that is the click-through rate. And finally, the only option is web page. Web page is the online location of a company, of a store, of a service. Okay, it's like your office but online. That is your web page. Okay, that is your property too. Um, very good, very good. So these are some common collocations in internet in information technology. I hope they help you or they allow you to understand better some terminology. And with that, we finish this lecture. I hope that it has been it has been meaningful and helpful. And like I said, these are lessons in English for specific purposes. So we talk about specific business topics in the English language. Our topic for our class on Saturday is a little bit more about tens, graphs, and figures. Okay, so we're going to talk about um, terminology and things related to graphics and figures in a company. So I hope to see you on Saturday at 9 in the morning. I hope you have a great middle of the week. And since we're not going to see each other on Friday, um, let's hope that Peru is victorious on Friday and we have some good news despite everything, all the bad news that is occurring right now. So please stay safe, stay at home, don't go out if it's not necessary, and I will see you next Saturday. Have a good a good end of the week. Here is my information in case you have any questions. My email, my WhatsApp number, and my LinkedIn account, CJM Flores 27. I'll happily answer any of your questions. Okay. So thank you very much. Then I will see you on Saturday. Thank you.